Alright, hey, and welcome back. So today we're going to be tackling Anor Lando. So let's get after it. Just hanging out here with, the firekeeper lady around here. She's doing a good job keeping a watch of things. And she can talk to us.
You are a rare visitor. Welcome to the lost city of Anor Lando, chosen undead. If you seek Lord Gwyn's old keep, exit here and head straight yonder. If you are the chosen one, a revelation shall visit thee. What follows thereafter depends upon you.
Sounds like a plan. We're going to reinforce our Estus flask? No, we're not going to do that. We have a firekeeper soul, right? We ain't going to use it because we need it for to bring old lady back. All right, we got this one, and we don't need to use that. So let's talk to her a little bit more.
Now is the time. That is, after all, what the bonfire is for. What is it? What am I? Well, I am the keeper of the bonfire. If not for me, what beacon would there be in this lost city? A gatekeeper and a guide. That is my calling.
She's a liar.
The bonfires attended by the keepers are special. They are linked to one another, and their flames never die. Yet never shall the keepers of these flames meet. If you require rest, now is the time. That is, after all, what the bonfire is for. If you require rest...
Okay, she's done talking. Alright, so we have a task. We need to get some chests over here. We need to get some chests over here. We need to head down this way. And I mean, obviously that's the way to go, right? We also need to go over here. And this is the biggest sweaty hands part of the game for me. And for those of you that know, will understand why. And I don't care for falling off of heights. So alright, let's get this stuff done. We're gonna probably do the magics on this because it's be a little bit easier, I think. It probably won't be easier because they have big shields, but we can at least get like a good hit on them early on. Alright. See, that works pretty good. Easy, easy, easy. There we go. Good job. Good job, me. Oh yeah, this is going to be pretty easy. I was concerned about the shorter weapon than I normally use, but it's not a big deal. Item that we might not ever use. We might use it if we get a good item drop, but you know, right now the chances of us getting that item are not the best. So. Oh yeah, that's not too bad. Not too bad. Alright, we need to go get these items. So basically this is the grinding spot. If you're having problems with the main boss here, you just go back and forth and kill these guys and then go back to the bonfire. And then you get 6 of these giant knight guys over and over and over again. So if I end up struggling, I'll be editing out a bunch of grinding off of these fellas. That does a lot of damage, so almost half. Oh yeah, pretty easy. I gotta say, I enjoy this this weapon. Alright, got him. Let me get this item. Twinkling Titanite, very nice. And if you will notice, this guy. And on the other end, you can actually see from here. If I had the binoculars unequipped, you could see him. ONS. Foreshadowing of the boss. And then there's also this jerk. Roll. There you go. So that wasn't too bad with the magic, and then you get a crystal halberd out of that. Now that's also a little bit of foreshadowing, which is interesting. But you know, hey, it's an item that we'll never use, so. There we go. Got him. And we are finally done with this part. We got all those guys dead. And I think we will level up once. Because if we level up once, it will only take 2 soul arrows. I believe, to kill those guys. We'll do a little test later. Not on camera. Nice. Got the fat dad going with the DLC. Oh, and the Black Knight, Black Iron Great Shield. And I guess the Gold Tracer is what that was. Alright, let's do this. See, normally I would have, the way I like to do it is I would have about equal stamina to health. Just because I normally do a lot of running in fights. Lots of running around, lots of rolling, you know, lots of doing stuff, lots of shielding. You need a lot of stamina for that. And then you can up your equip load when you do your stamina ups, and then you got like really good stuff. Works out pretty good. And these guys are pretty easy on their own. Thought you were gonna attack me with that, huh? I don't think so. I know what I'm doing, son. Got him. I really do. I really like this weapon. And got the gargoyle helm. Alright, so basically that's a dead end for right now. And then that sounded like that thing was moving, but it wasn't moving. Weird. Oh, it's not that. It's this thing going up and down. Okay. So there, first off, I believe there's an item over here, if I remember right. Yep. I did remember right. Okay, so that we got the item, we got the Demon Titanite, which is good to use. Good stuff. Good stuff. And I can't remember if there's anything back here or not. I don't think so. Yeah, there's nothing up here. A good view, you know, that's nice. Alright, so we go back down here, drop down here, and this is supposed to be like if you aren't able to figure it out on your own, this is like the key to like, hey, go this way. I don't know why people would die here. I guess unless you just roll off the wrong spot. But you roll up there, and then look, somebody broke the window for you. Who could that have been? Who could have broke this window for us? And frankly, it's very disrespectful that you'd break somebody's property. Whoa! Oh, not good. Not good. Got him. Yeah. Oh. I can't remember if there was an item. No, there's not one. And my hands are already getting sweaty because I know what I'm about to do. And I don't like doing it. I don't like it at all. Alright. I need to have the shield out. And we want to get up here as quickly as possible. And we just take it. And notice that you're slowly moving backwards when he does that. Slowly moving backwards. And there you go. That's the key. You get them to roll off. They'll kill themselves. They try to take shortcuts, and you can't take a shortcut. And then you cut that. That'll be a pyromancy that we won't use because it's a pyromancy. And then we come here. And then he will kill himself again. Oh, no, we want to be like, oh, no, we don't want to do that. There we go, and he kills himself again. And that's the trick. You don't even have to fight these guys. Come on. Come on. It ain't working, dude. It's not gonna work. Oh, he's not gonna fall. Oh, shit. Oh, not good. Not good. And we're dead. So probably the better option with him is going to. I just froze up. That's all that happened there. I don't like being on these heights. So probably the best option for him would have been to probably magic him off. But then he uses. I don't know. We'll figure it out. But we'll basically teleport back to that point. Okay, and we are back to here, and he's moving. He's moving. Now, we're just going to stay right here. Because if I'm lucky, and he does what he's supposed to do, he's going to try to... No, he doesn't. Great. Alright. Well, then we just stab him. There we go. Because we're using a lighter, shorter dex weapon, then we don't have to worry about that attack. Now there's an item right there in that chest. That is a ring. And you would get there from being on that corner, rolling onto Big Boob Lady's platform, rolling down over there, falling into there, going up the stairs, somewhere around there, or right there, go up the stairs, get the item, come back, roll down over here, roll down in there, go back up there. So we're going to do that. It's super simple, and it's not too bad. Get off of me. Thank you. So we're going to do that. So we roll, or drop, doesn't matter. And this is going to be feet. Oh, miracles ahead. Well, I suppose miracles, I guess. People in this game are weird. Whoa! I forgot about you, sir. There we go. That shouldn't have been so difficult. Alright, so let's get the ring. I think this is like the slumbering dragon ring or something like that. I think. Oh, wait, it's a divine blessing. I thought this was a ring. I could have swore this was a ring, like the Dragon Crest ring or something like that. Huh. I could have swore I was right about that, but maybe I'm wrong. Hey, it wouldn't be the first time I was wrong. I've been known to be wrong before. Alright. Now I do know there's a guy over here. Nope. Let's not fight him in the hallway. Let's fight him right out here. There we go. It's just being near the heights. It still is making my hands being sweaty, so I can't wait until I'm done with this section of the game. It reminds me of like the section in Dark Souls 2 with the spiders. Oh my god, the spider section was just miserable. Okay, and then you got a little dooley bobber here to pull this back up here. And then they got some nice art. You got like a basket. It looks like it's got bread. You got some wheat. You got, I guess it is bread, yeah. And then you got the person mixing the dough, and you put them in the oven, and you get the basket of bread. Alright, now we want to turn this Alright, so we moved this Steely Bobber. And now we can get back to here, but we've angered other gargoyle. Where are you going? You going over there? You going over here? I'll meet you over here. Are you kidding me? I didn't hit him? Like right here. Oh, did that anger you? I got your tail. How is this missing? I'm like right on him. Maybe I don't like this weapon. Alright, this is embarrassing. Get over here. There, how about that? How do you like that, huh? Oh, that missed. What are you doing? Why are you walking backwards? That's weird. Yeah, come over here. Oh, lightning breath. Okay, so I didn't know that they had lightning breath. That's interesting. You know, you're at the city of the gods. It makes sense that you would get lightning breath because Gwen used lightning. Alright, and now look at this. The cathedral, or the castle, something. Let's rush up here. Oop, I only wanted to get one of you. Right in the no-nos. Right in the bad place. Alright. Roll. Come on, big guy. Whoops, that's not good. We just activated the other guy. Okay. See, this is also foreshadowing for the future. Where you have two enemies that are generally easy on their own, but it's very annoying to fight them two at a time. Hey, this was none of your business. Mind your business. Mind your business. Oh, not good. Not good. Alright. This is ridiculous. I was nowhere near you. You've got no reason to be here, boy. Get out of here. Get out of here, you. No items. Oops. Didn't roll on time. Didn't roll on time again. What? He shouldn't have been able to hit me there. I was on the ground. I disagree with that. I disagree strongly with that. So we'll teleport back there. Alright, so we're back. We're just going to kill this guy real fast on his own. You pull him down the stairs a little bit, do it real fast. Oh, bull! What is it with you doing things you ought not be able to do? There we go. How about we use magic, because we're a magic guy, right? There we go. That's what I wanted. We want the stamina recovery. Alright, we mostly rolled out of that one, but it's got like a shockwave, so you can't really roll out all of it. There we go. Get out of here, you. We're not playing games anymore. Okay, that door is locked, so we can't go there. This door also locked, so we can't go there. Which leaves this direction. And there's nothing over there. There's nothing. That door, you can't open it. It's not really a door. And then you got these guys. These are the boys that brought you here in the first place. And for some reason, for their trouble, I need to kill them. And there's another one hiding over here, like a sneaky boy. Oh, should have been locked on. There we go. Now, I can't remember if there's an item over here or not. I think there's a corpse over here. No? It's on the other side then. It's on the other side once we open the door. The next thing is go down here. And there's two fellas over here hiding out. Now what we can do, there's an item that's good for this situation. It's hardly ever useful, ever, but here's one situation where it's useful. Hey, what? Never done that before. So there you go, that's a first. I'm gonna like watching that over in the replay. I rolled through the fence. Alright, I gotta go to the bathroom. Alright, we are back. So, there is a spot right here where you will take damage, usually. We got 21k souls, so let's not drop those. You know, let's just do that way. Drag them. See, I don't understand that either. Okay. We're making progress, boys. Making progress. Alright. These guys are a little slick. Slick? They're a little slippery. Slippery is a better word. They're hard to hit. Alright, and then you just go up the little bench here. Oh, and you don't. See, I shouldn't have gotten hit by that. Let's heal. Alright. See, it's supposed to stab in the walls. It shouldn't have hit me that first time. And now, thankfully, these arrows go mostly straight. Come on. There we go. We just want to get him right here, like so. And you know what? Harry. So that's one of the only enemies in the game that we're going to parry. But it makes it a lot easier. Just parry him. Not a big deal. And so I remember my first try going through there, that probably took me 20, 25 attempts. And that is a lot of running back. And we're here. Now, my first try through here, I made the mistake of going in here first and then getting killed by the jerk that's on the other side of this door. So instead you want to go this way. Because there's a bonfire and our buddy right here. Look at him. Look at him. Just look at him.
Anytime you see my brilliantly shining signature, do not hesitate to call upon me.
Oh, don't worry, bud. We're going to call upon you.
I would relish a chance to assist you.
No problem. Well, a little bit of a problem. I think we're out of humanity. I think. We got 3 humanity left, so we're basically out of humanity. So we'll get maybe 3 attempts to summon you. So hopefully that works out. One thing is, we won't need to kindle the we might need to kindle the main bonfire later. I don't know. We'll see how it goes. Maybe we'll get some soft humanity and we won't have to worry about it. Ooh, but we got 23k souls, so why don't we use them? Let's get a little more health, and then we need what, 25k souls. Let's use some souls first. Do we not have any souls? I don't have any souls. I could have swore we got some, but okay, we didn't get any. So let's just level up once. In that case, we will just do vitality. Vitality will be good, right? Well, you know, you got a feather on your head.
I think you have feelings for me. Dear me, pretend you didn't hear that.
No problem. No problem.
You really are fond of chatting.
Okay, that's all you got to say, Solaire. That's fine. Oh, the frame rate's just miserable right now. See, like I would come in here, I had like almost no health because that arrow dude, and this guy would just wreck you. Alright, and you get 3 sunlight medals, which you use to, which we won't be using, but you use those to go up in the sunlight covenant. So there's covenant. So after we leave here, we will probably get the covenant, but we're not gonna do anything in the covenant because it's a faith covenant. And who needs faith when you got intellect? But who needs intellect when you got faith, right? It's the same thing. Yeah, the Silver Knights are really no big deal. Although I could have swore there was chests here. Maybe they're over here. No. I feel like there's items missing in this game, and items that aren't where they're supposed to be, but it might just be my imagination. It has been a little while since I played, so, you know. Although, I do know this for sure. It's an illusory wall. And we got a bunch of chests. And it's the Havel set, which we won't use. In fact, I've only ever really used the, I've only got my stamina up enough to where I could use the gloves and the boots without being fat rolling. So, and then we got a Tricky Pete. There we go. And you get the Occult Club here. So that has some interesting implications, right? For some lore situations. Because the occult stuff is faith weapons, right? But they're for essentially like the dark faith, which is the humanity. And like you notice all these scrolls and stuff here. There's implications for a couple enemies that spawn later on around here. Very interesting stuff. Very interesting stuff. All right, now we got to go up. And there is a shortcut where you just run and jump out here. It's a useful shortcut. Actually pretty good shortcut. We don't need to do the shortcut though, because it's not difficult just to do it normally. And I think this, yeah, that's another mimic. There are a lot of mimics here. Let's try this way. Alright, and you're a dead mimic. but there's another one over there. And we get a gold coin, which is a useless item. I guess you can give it to the bird nest. Okay, so then you see, here's the tells that it's a mimic. So you got the chain facing this way. It also will breathe. So if you just sit here and watch it for a minute, it'll breathe. There you go, now it breathes. It's also a lighter color slightly than the normal chest, so 2 ways to tell the difference. And they're dead. And you get silver coins from this one. Another useless item. Only 2 mimics in the game that give you useless items. Interestingly to know. Alright, and we got this guy. He's going down pretty easily. And you know, interestingly about Anor Lando, it's a good representation for what I actually wanted to talk about in this video, which was the new Matrix movie, which I just watched this last weekend. And I gotta say, it was alright. And it kind of correlates to Dark Souls in general. The original was a trilogy, right? So that correlates, and this is not. Okay, yeah, that's not what I thought it was. We got a fake lady over here. Notice the bed is small, the lady is huge, right? Almost seems like it was a normal person that slept in this bed. And, you know, the door is like the size of a normal person. You know, it's not a huge giant door like you would expect if they were giants. So, Matrix. Very interesting. So spoilers ahead on this if you haven't watched it. They're spoilery spoilers. Some parts I really enjoyed. Other parts very eye-rolly. And so it was hard for me to come to an opinion on it. I go back and forth on my opinion on the movie. Between like a anywhere, it seems like between a 3 out of 10 to a 6 out of 10, and maybe even higher. Like there's parts where I would give it like a lower score, but I could also give it a higher score, no problem. So this goes up to the next area. We don't want to quite go there yet. We're going to check these other doors because I can't remember if they open or not. So you got the first Matrix movie, right, where you got Neo, you find out about the Matrix and stuff. We got to go this way, it turns out. And then you got the second movie, and then you got the third movie where they decide they want to free all the people from the machines, and they go to the machine homeworld thing, and they want to fight them, right? They want to try to fight the machines. And in the end, spoiler alert of the third movie also, Neo and Trinity, they die. They die. They get killed by the machines. Believe it or not, these these machines that exist in the real world, more powerful than humans, right? Even humans that have superpowers. And then you get the new movie, and you're like, I was just thinking for a while, I was like, well, how are they going to do this? Is it like humans voluntarily go back into the Matrix, which I thought would have been a cool idea, and would kind of make sense, because, you know, would you rather live in a fake world where everything's good, or would you rather live in a crappy real world where everything sucks and it's hard to deal with? You're living underground in caves and stuff. That would suck. Well, they decided not to do that. And instead, they decided that they just rebuilt the Matrix, and that all the efforts of the first three movies are essentially worthless, which was an interesting decision to go with. Uh, but then when you think about it, it kind of makes sense because they had no chance of winning in the first place. Then you get the new character lady with the blue hair, which I don't really care for. Oh, and our friend, who managed to squeeze through this little door or window. What's up? Be wary of Charmer.
Ah, you again. Let me guess. Were you repelled by the Silver Knight? Ah, don't be ashamed. There's a fatal vanguard like you and I. I'll think of something. We can overcome this together.
I'm not having any problems with them, buddy. But let's see. So, oh, I forgot about you. And we got backstabbed. Ooh, very nearly died. That was close. Let's roll out of here. And head up these stairs. And heal. Twice. Okay, so here he is. So you find out early, very, very early, that the Matrix is still there. It's still there. But they have a cool new way of showing it. Instead of a green tint, you can see it in like the water and stuff like that, which is cool. I like that. It was neat. Because it's a new and improved Matrix, right? So it's better resolution. You're not just going to have a green tint. Which, makes sense. And then you have, you're following this girl, and she is doing, Matrixy stuff, going in there, checking stuff out. She's like watching history, I guess, unfold, but it's a little different than what, according to their histories, played out in real life. And she's watching it, and then, oh crap, the agents are detecting her going into this memory loop thing that's been playing out, and shockingly, one of the agents is the new Morpheus, who I kind of at first found to be a little bit cringy, but it's just bad writing. Although in the end he was pretty cool, and his little magnetic robot body thing was pretty cool. I don't know, it just seemed rushed, but I didn't know beforehand of watching it that the person that made it was basically forced into making it because the copyright was about to expire, so they had to make a new movie. Otherwise, they were going to lose copyright for The Matrix. And they didn't want to make the movie, which, that's going to happen. So now we have a shortcut here. Kind of. Yeah, it's not really a shortcut. So that was a good part. And then, oh, let's wait here for him to talk. Mm-hmm. And that's the item you can get in the very beginning of the game. And see, this is where he starts, like, you start understanding that, like, he, while he appreciates the help, he wants to be the hero. He wants to do things himself versus having somebody do it for him. And then this kind of shows what the actual state of this place is. Like, the paint's coming off the walls, the pictures are all busted, like the bed's all old and stuff. And you notice in the other room, the paintings were good, the wallpaper was great. So this kind of gives you, and look at the paint on the paintings coming off, gives you an actual representation of what this place kind of looks like. It's dingy and falling apart compared to other areas that aren't like that at all. Like this one's like that. Alright, let's go to the next area. I think... is this open? Yeah, this one's open. Let's get this guy out of here. Whoop. Oh, not good. Not good. There we go. Okay, so then they realize, oh, wait a second, Neo's still alive because she saw him jump off a building. But it wasn't him, it was looking like somebody else, but it was him. So she's like, Neo's alive. And then you had the other guy, and he's like, oh, I saw the Matrix. Even though he's a program, he's not real. He saw the Matrix, and he realized this. And then because of Neo's shenanigans in the first Matrix movie, he made it possible for them to have like weird, I guess, vision kind of things, and to where they could become sentient or something. And now they are able to go into machines, kind of like the Geth, something like that, I guess. And it's still locked. And I found that to be kind of weird. That didn't make a whole lot of sense to me. And then they had... I'm just running around in circles at this point. I have no idea where I'm going. Let's go back here and use these souls. That's a good idea. I'll do intelligence again. Why not? Do a little bit more damage. Oh, we can do twice. Alright, let's do intelligence twice. Do some more damage. Okay, so what else was I saying? Matrix. I think basically what I was saying is that so they find Neo, right? They try to convince him that he's in the Matrix and he needs to come out, but he's already having like these psychotic episodes. So he's basically in the Matrix and he's like making video games. And it's interesting, the new iteration of the Matrix, like they're constantly gaslighting people all the time, like, which is I find to be quite hilarious. They're like always constantly just pissing people off, and it's because they say that having people constantly having to strive to overcome things creates more energy for their machines and stuff like that, which doesn't make any sense, but that's what they're doing. So with that, I know there's like a way down, right? Am I missing something? I think I'm missing something here. So basically he's working at this video game company where he's making the Matrix video game. And in doing so, he makes a kind of like a mini universe kind of deal where he whoa, not good. Not good. Wrong door. Wrong door. Okay, so he does that. And in doing so, he makes, I guess subconsciously, makes a version of Morpheus that's a cross between like what he remembers Morpheus and Agent Smith. Which is interesting, I find. But then, like, I started thinking, like, wait a second. So now Morpheus isn't real. He's just a program, an AI program. But he thinks he's, well, he knows he's not real, which is interesting. But then he like, he's not like Morpheus, but like he's like watched the history because the Matrix is recorded, I guess, and so he's went through and watched the history of what happens in the Matrix somehow, which is interesting also. We're just gonna go kill these guys all over again while I'm talking. So he goes see because he's having problems. He doesn't like the fact that he's being forced to make a sequel to the Matrix trilogy because he's having flashbacks that he was in the Matrix, right? Which is similar to what the director was going through. The studio was basically like, well, if you don't direct this movie, we'll just find somebody else who will. Which you could, I mean, I could see being quite the issue for some like really creative people. They would have a problem with that. You're still there? What are you still here for? Let's help you out. So that makes sense. It makes more sense once I learn some context about what's going on with the movie production and stuff like that. And it also makes sense why I have mixed opinions on it because it was originally the Wachowski brothers, right, that made the movie. So you had two different perspectives of what was going on, and in this movie it was just one of them. So you got just the one perspective of what was going on. So that kind of makes sense of why I had mixed opinions about it. Although I had mixed opinions about the other ones also. So I don't know. That is what you make of it, I guess. We're just going to clear out all these guys. And I'm almost out of flasks. That's not a good thing. Where am I going? I need to go this way. So you have all that happening, right? Oop, right through the wall. And then you have they have to convince Neo to get out of the Matrix, right? He doesn't want to get out of the Matrix because he doesn't want to fight anymore. He's just basically given up. So they were doing the they were basically doing the Luke Skywalker nonsense where he's like old and cranky and doesn't want to get involved, but then he like, except for in Star Wars, he doesn't get involved. He just kind of does his like thing from the side, which I hated. But in this, like, he does get involved, even though he gets involved reluctantly, which is what, an aged hero should do. They get involved reluctantly, even though they probably realize the futility of their situation. So that was nice. I enjoyed that. And then you would have a situation where he goes back to what was Zion, but it's now something else. And this is where like stuff became pretty nonsensical to me. Like they rescue Neo from the Matrix, they find him, they pull him out, they do all these crazy things to risk finding the guy that he was the hero from the first, 3 movies, and then the broad's like, no, we don't want to have him around. He's just going to bring more trouble. Da, 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 da. We don't want to fight with these machines. We want to just hide from them and save ourselves. Which is dumb. It's a dumb idea because then you're essentially succumbing to the inevitable, which is not a way you want to live your life. You don't want to succumb to the inevitable. Oh yeah, now we get to get down here. This is what I was looking for earlier. So they free Neo, and then like all this stuff, I don't know, didn't make any sense to me. I didn't like the side characters, the idea that there was going to be like a war between the machines, and like some of the machines would betray the other machines, kind of like I guess it makes sense. It was like that's what Agent Smith did, right? He betrayed the Matrix. He became a sentient program and didn't want to be controlled anymore. Which, you know, I guess is the reason why some of them would betray the other machines. That makes a little bit of sense. And then you have, so you have that, and then you have um, the people that are all kind of like look like woke tropes of people, which was curious also. And then they betray the status quo, which is interesting because today they are the status quo, right? The woke people are like the status quo. They, if you don't fall in line with them, you're basically ostracized from society. And in this case, it's hard to say whether it's like they wrote it this way specifically to like say, hey, listen, y'all got to get over this nonsense, and we got to work together. We have to take risks, and we have to do these things, or I don't know, or it was projection on. It's hard for me to even just like really comprehend what they were trying to accomplish. I think. Because it's so confused back and forth on what's what. We're gonna get some more flasks. We're out of them. Alright, so you have all that, and then you have the machines were just kind of like this machine has this purpose, this machine has this one purpose, this machine has this one purpose. That doesn't make any sense to me. If you were an advanced robot technology species thing, you wouldn't have one machine for one purpose alone. That doesn't make any sense to me. It's not. Although I guess the whole idea of taking energy from humans doesn't make any sense either. It'd be a lot more efficient to like, I don't know, build nuclear power plants or something. Because humans are pretty efficient for energy. We're kind of efficient for like living beings, but we're inefficient for like machines. So that doesn't make much sense. What the heck? I had a shield going there. Alright, let's get out of here. I had a heal. So I found that to be interesting. Oh, I didn't want to do that. Okay. So then, whenever Neo gets freed from the Matrix, he sees Trinity down there. And so he's like, well, we got to go back and rescue Trinity. Makes sense. That obviously makes sense. Got no problem with that. And so he goes. I can't remember exactly what happens. It was a long movie, and a lot of it was kind of boring. But I guess Neil Patrick Harris's character, which is like I guess like the new architect person, he's also Neo's psychologist who's like trying to convince him that he's you know, paranoid or something like that. And oh, do I want to kill this guy? There's not any real reason for me to kill him, is there? I don't need his Titanite. Let's leave him. Let's leave him. If somebody wants me to kill him, I'll come back and kill him. So yeah, that part kind of was like meh, weird to me. And then you have them, you know, hatching the plan to go back and get Trinity, but the stupid lady at the new Zion, I think it's Io or something like that, she's like, no, we can't be doing that kind of stuff. It's not good. And it's just like, oh, it's such a dumb argument. It doesn't make any sense. I'm just going to go down here and open up this shortcut. And so all that stuff is going on. and he's like in jail, and like they resolve this whole situation in like seconds. It's just like, oh well, all you gotta do is make a decision, and then we'll just screw orders, and we'll go do whatever we want to do. That part didn't make much sense to me, because they're supposed to be soldiers, and soldiers just say, well, screw everything, we'll just abandon orders and do our own thing. That doesn't make sense to me. But they do. They say, screw the orders, we're going to go do what we want. We're going to live life and take risks, which was good. They hatch a plan, which, frankly, the hatching of the plan, how they accomplished their goals didn't make any sense. So they had the robot Morpheus guy, who's like made out of magnetic marbles or something. Cool looking. They say, well, you're going to infiltrate the robot place where they have Trinity at. I was going to call her Cortana for some reason. So you're going to infiltrate where Trinity's at. Makes sense. And in do. And then for some reason, they were able to also sneak in behind him, even though they shouldn't have been able to, because there was like swarms of machines around there. Didn't make any sense. And they knew that they were there. They knew that somebody had infiltrated, so they were on extra high alert. Yet they were still able to sneak in a couple people and a couple robots, or one person and a couple robots that were already flagged as being like, you can't let this robot in here because it's the one that took Neo. But somehow we managed to sneak it back in again. Didn't make any sense. So that was one of those eye-rolling moments where it's just like, well, I guess you have to have some kind of conflict resolution here and get her out, but it was poor planning. But they get her out, and then they do this whole like, I don't know if it was before or after, but they did this whole like flashback of like how they brought them back to life at great cost. For some reason, they decided they needed to bring them back to life, but that the new Matrix system would only work if they were kept close to each other, but far enough apart where they couldn't touch each other and just wreck everything. Which was interesting. So you can look at that from two perspectives. If you are from the perspective where, like the woke people, like the Matrix is good and you need to be in the Matrix, then alright, let's repair our stuff real fast while we're here. And let's modify equipment. Okay, so that's what I can make for now, right? I can't make anything else. Or I could turn these things backwards. I have a lightning spear? I don't remember getting a lightning spear. I don't know. Maybe I'm just losing my mind. See, so like the occult club, if you take it back, goes to divine. And actually does a little bit more damage. But the occult club does more damage against gods, so against the bosses and stuff, it'll do more damage. Reinforce armor. Do I have anything that I can reinforce? Let's do it. There we go. You just do a little bit more damage mitigation. That's good. Okay. Let's talk to him real fast, too.
Forge, I'm strong. Tis no good, but Forge, very good. I help any time.
What about our grass crest shield? Let's reinforce that a few times. And it takes Titanite shards. I thought it took Twinkling Titanite. My memory is just not good for this, for some reason. But whatever. Alright, so that's good. We got the shortcut. So let's go use... Do we use it? No, let's open up the door first so we get the other shortcut. So that was one of the interesting things is that, so like in the Matrix, they want to keep Neo and Trinity away from each other, which is kind of how modern society is working at the moment, where they want to like separate men and women and everything, separate the races and separate religions and all that stuff like that. So that's kind of like how the world, conquer and divide, or divide and conquer. And so that makes sense. And then whenever they're out, like that's the cure for living in the Matrix is like relationships between men and women and like the heroism of men. Making or the heroism of men and women because they did it together, of sacrifice for the redemption of humanity, right? It's kind of like the Jesus story. And then they die and they get resurrected even. So it's even more of that kind of like religious mythology. We're not going to do that right now. We'll do that later, the Black Eye Orb. Because frankly, it's fairly difficult fight. And I just don't want to deal with it right now. I got other stuff I want to do. Like opening up this door. So that I thought that was really interesting. It's kind of like a pushback on culture that's going on right now. And it's like generally like a. That's why I have mixed feelings about it, because depending on the perspective of the person that made it, you could see it a few different ways. And like I'm kind of more of the opinion. Well, we're gonna have to come back and get those souls. So I don't know how I feel about it. That's why I'm gonna mix opinions. Did they do it intentionally or unintentionally? That fairly conservative values in the movie. I have a feeling that they didn't do that intentionally. So, you know, it was still good. I enjoyed it, but I don't think they did it intentionally. So. And like one of my main criticisms whenever we're screwed. We're stuck. There we go. You know what? We're just gonna teleport back to the. All right, and we got our stuff back. We can run to the bonfire now. We'll do it in a smarter way, like that. So yeah, I like that part about the Matrix. There was a section where people were jumping off of buildings towards the end of it after they do this whole like convoluted nonsense of Neo trying to convince Trinity that like she's in the Matrix and convince her about the history and stuff, and then like for some reason now all of a sudden she's more powerful than Neo. Which doesn't make any sense. That's one of the eye-rolling moments that I had was like they were working together, I guess. She was essentially useless for most of it, and then he was useful for being a bullet sponge essentially. Even though, so they nerfed both of them, but they gave her the ability to fly, which was his ability, and then he just basically has the ability to block bullets. That's it. So they nerfed both of them, and then somehow She has more control over the Matrix than he ever had. She can like kill the guy and bring him back to life over and over again without even trying. So I don't know if maybe I need to watch the original three, and that was something that Neo could do with Anderson, was just kill him and bring him back to life. I don't think it was, but she can do that all of a sudden for some reason. Doesn't make any sense to me. Um, let's kindle this bonfire. I didn't want to do this, but we're gonna do it. We're gonna kindle the bonfire. We're gonna use our 3 humanities. Alright, we're gonna use our 3 humanity. We're gonna kindle the bonfire. We're gonna become human. We're gonna summon Solaire. We're gonna attempt the boss fight. Now, I've beaten this boss fight plenty of times in one try. Like 3 out of 7 tries, I think. I beat it in one try. So that's possible. It's going to be a little bit easier with Solaire, but it depends on, a lot of it's going to depend on the frame rate of the situation that we're dealing with. So, but even if we don't have Solaire, it shouldn't be too bad. I would like to get Ornstein's soul. Oop, yeah, we got a bunch of souls we need to use. Forgot about the souls. Ornstein's soul would be good, but maybe not. I don't know. We'll just leave it as it comes, I suppose, right? Let's get some more. Yeah, let's get some more health. Alright, and so like they're doing all that stuff, and then they do the big chase scene. So it's like really the only action. Like, there was some action earlier when they were getting Neo out that was bad. And like, it was really bad. It was zoomed in, super close, tons of cuts, and then it looked to me like in Bullet Time, what they were doing was they were slowing down the motion so you could see fast things and make it look slow, right? But this looked like they were filming really slow motion stuff, like a couple old people moving really slow, fighting, and then sped it up slightly to make it look like it was faster instead of going fast and slowing it down. That's what it looked like to me. I could be wrong, but that's what it looked like to me. So it made it look even slower and made them look even older. And then, like, another one of my complaints was that it seemed like they just took all 3 of the Matrix movies and scrunched them down into one movie. But then at the same time, when you look at the, like I said, the context before, the person didn't want to make the movie, and it seemed like this might be a way to like never have to make another one, even though when the copyright wears out, they're going to make another one. So that was good, I thought. And as they are leaving, then they have the big chase scene. I like the idea of like just having agents seated throughout the population, and then they just like turn on. So like they like people were sleeping in bed, and then like their husband would just like jump out of bed and leap out of a window, which was pretty cool. That whole scene was awesome. They're jumping, the visceral sound of their bodies crashing into the ground and crashing into the cars was cool. And then they would turn into like a green things because they were, you know, just code from the Matrix. That was really cool. I enjoyed it. I thought that was an interesting way to do it. One of the cooler things I've seen in a long time in a movie. And then they didn't really pay it off very well. And they kind of ended it to where it was like, we don't want to do any more of this, so don't make us, is what it kind of seemed like. So it was cool. I generally enjoyed the movie. I think I come down at an even 5 out of 10. I had some problems, but there was parts that I really liked. And with the context, I move it up from a 4 out of 10 to a 5 out of 10. So, a fairly good movie. And I hope they don't make another one. But I imagine in about 10 years they will. Especially if the studios, I guess it was Warner Brothers, has anything to say about it. But definitely worth watching. It was if you watch the originals, it was worth watching. If you didn't watch the originals, I don't know why you would watch this movie. So there's that. Alright, so now we need to do a difficult task, which is going to be to fight these guys. These guys are quite a bit harder than the other ones. Ooh, that does a lot of damage though. Alright, that's Emit Force, which is a faith attack. The frames like came back way too fast there for a second. Like everything was moving smooth and slow, and then it came back and it was jumping. Got me. Oh, we're screwed. I hate these guys. And I'm getting invaded. Fantastic. Fantastic. Oh, he's got greater emit force. That's nice. And he's got the spiky armor. And a lightning club. He's got the princesses. Yeah, we're going to indict you. You're a jerk. That's why I bought the indictments, folks. I don't like getting invaded by jerks like that. I was making some progress, and now I'm not going to be able to summon Solaire. So he ruined it. He ruined the plan. And that's why those people are there. This is the worst spot in the game for invasions. Because these jerks know that people want help fighting ONS. You know, you don't need help to fight them. I don't need help to fight them. But it's fun to have Solaire help you. Because he's the boy. And they're jerks. But the way that, to lead back to the very beginning of this conversation, the way that it kind of compares to Dark Souls is that you're having a cycle of this new matrix of they're replaying the same events over and over and over and over and over again. And in this situation, everybody's replaying the events of Dark Souls over and over and over and over again. The people that fight and die and have to respawn and go through it again, or just countless cycles from the beginning of the Age of Fire to the end of it. And it's countless cycles through Dark Souls 1, Dark Souls 2, and Dark Souls 3, the end of time. So it kind of is a comparison there. And that's that. I hate those invaders. I hate them. It just is such a waste of time. It takes like 2-3 minutes to get back here. Alright, so since we can't do that anymore, let's do the next best thing. This is gonna suck. I can already tell this is gonna suck. I'm gonna struggle in this fight because it's just lagging like crazy. The frame rates are just garbage right now. And this is a good way to get around these guys. If you run directly at him, he's more likely to give you the little thrust charge. And here we go. Come on. He's zipping around, but he has a hard time sometimes. Oh. And here's the way to fight these guys. You want to keep the camera always facing them and run the whole time until this dummy does that, and then you can get a few shots on him. Oh, and then whenever he shows up, you run. So it's like a lot about camera management in this fight and distance management. So the further away you go, the more likely Ornstein is going to do the little teleporting thing towards you. That was nonsense. I don't know how he did that. That was the lightning bolt attack. And he did the teleporty attack off the lightning bolt attack. Okay, so this can just be a long fight if you're waiting for openings, which is what I'm going to be doing. And this is where slower is faster. Just take your time, get them to separate, and then wait for this attack. What? Alright. That was nonsense. I was facing him with the shield and then just ignored the shield. So, you know, there you go. And that's the video. We're going to stop it there. And in the next video, we will beat them and move on to the next area. So, bye-bye. 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 Bye-bye.